Okay, so on this question, they're saying an election resulted in candidate A winning, with candidate B coming in a close second and candidate C being a distant third. If for some reason the election had to be held again, and many people who had voted for C switched their preferences to favor A, which caused B to become the winner, which is the primary fairness criterion violated in this election? That's a lot of words, isn't it? Yeah, we'll find out there's a lot of words in this math class. Yeah, let me help with this. Yeah, sounds like a bunch of you guys are on it already. Yeah, so now we're going to get into more specifics about these fairness criteria thing. Yeah, there they are. So do you guys have these in your notes? You don't have to memorize these. You have them right on the exam, but you do have to become familiar with them enough so you can tell what's happening. So so these are the 4 fairness ideas, which are different than the 4 voting methods, right? So these are the 4 ideas of what should be fair. The first one is majority. It basically says if anybody has a majority, what does majority mean again? More than half. If anybody has more than half of the first place votes, shouldn't they win? And we feel like, yeah, they should. That'd be fair. So any method that doesn't give them a victory is a bad method, we would say, is being unfair. Right. The second fairness idea we've talked about a lot, Condorcet, the French guy. This is the it's also called head-to-head or one-to-one. It's if you do all the head-to-heads and somebody, I can't write the second head there, my pen lags, but if somebody wins all the head-to-heads, they should win. All these criterion are going to basically say, if this happens, that person should win. If this happens, that person would. If this other thing happens, that person should. If this last thing happens, that other person should win. That's what they're basically saying. They're giving us a sense of fairness. So the first one is if anybody has a majority of first place, they should win. Second one says if anybody wins all their one-to-one matchups, then they should win the election. And if you do some method that doesn't give them the victory, that's unfair, right? The third one now, the new ones are the third and the fourth. The third one is called the monotonicity criterion. It says if a candidate is the winner of an election, and in a re-election, that's how you're going to recognize that one. It's about a re-election. If there's a re-election for whatever, sometimes they'll do an election for something, and then somebody will suddenly drop out, and they'll need to redo the election, or something like that will happen, right? So if there ever was a re-election for whatever purpose, and then in the re-election, some people go, I'm going to change my vote a little bit now. Well, let's suppose that all the voters who change their vote, I'm kind of scribbling there, all voters who change their vote preferences do so in a manner favorable only to the original winning candidate. Hold right there. Did you follow all those words? Let's say we did some kind of election and B won. Right, suppose we're voting, who's going to be president, here in our classroom, who's going to be president of the union? Suppose we're a union at some carpenter job or something. We want to elect, and person B wins the election. And then all of a sudden, we hold the election, we do the result, person B won, then all of a sudden people come out and go, wait a minute, sorry guys, we're going to need to redo that election. We didn't realize that A, who was in that election, actually was stealing money from the union. Oh, that's too bad. So that person's out. We're going to need to redo the election just to make. We know B won. Yeah, we get it, but it wasn't fair because one of the candidates whom some people preferred was actually stealing money from the union. We can't elect them, so they're out. Let's redo it. So then they redo it, and then the people kind of think over. They go, B won that first time. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and jump on the bandwagon. B's already probably going to win again. And I want to be in B's good graces. So B's about to come into power. I want to be on B's team. So I'm going to vote for B. Suppose that happens. Imagine that happening, right? So some people, but some other people who'd never liked B is like, no way, I'm still voting against B. But some of the people who before were against B, let's say some of them switched to even, so B should be even stronger in favor now, right? Some of the people went even more for B than the first time. That's what they're saying, right? You see what they're saying in those words? Preferences do so in a manner favorable only to the original candidate, winning candidate. So B even gets more in the re-election. So what should happen in the re-election if even more people are for B now? B won the first time, but in the redo, even more people are for B. So what should happen? B should definitely win. That candidate should win. But some of these voting methods we have can actually make it suddenly lose. Doesn't that seem crazy? You can have a situation, you can have, and I'll show you which ones in a minute. You can have some of these voting methods where B wins the first time, you do it, you redo it again, and even more people like B even better. You do election, somehow now B loses. If you were B, you'd be like, what is going on here? This is so unfair. I won the first time. Now even more people like me. And you're telling me somehow I lost? Whatever method you're using is unfair, you would feel, right? Some of these methods can do that. I'll show you which ones in a minute. And the last one is independence of irrelevant alternatives. It says if a candidate is a winner of an election and then one or more of the other candidates are removed, some people drop out. So it's not about, well, it's a recount again. And the ballots are recounted. So if somebody drops out and you recount, then the original winner should still be the winner, shouldn't they? Right. But you can actually have a candidate, some of the methods, you can have a candidate drop out. Somebody wins. Then they go, wait, somebody's dropping out. They drop out and you recount and that winner is no longer the winner. Why should an unimportant person dropping, who never won in the first place, dropping out, make me, who won the first time, no longer be the winner? That's not fair, it would feel. Right, I'll show you which ones. But so anyway, so which one is this? So those are our 4 senses of fairness. Which one is this? Let's see. If for some reason the election had to be held again, as soon as you see held again, re-election, which one of those 4 spoke of a re-election? Yeah, the monotonicity. It said, right, if a candidate, and in a re-election, it's got to be monotonicity that they're talking about there. It's going to be monotonicity because they said, held again, a re-election. I'll read it on to make sure. Many people voted for C. Switch their preferences to favor A. Candidate A won the first time, right? Candidate A was the winner the first time. And then they did a re-election. And some people who had been in favor of C now are in favor of A. In other words, A got even more. Whoever won the first time got even more. But then that caused somebody else to win, B. That'd be unfair. That's monotonicity on that one. And so there we go.